Hi everyone, my name is Jordan, and today I want to talk about something that hits close to home for me, and that is homelessness here in Albuquerque and just homelessness in general. This isn't just a topic that I researched for a class project. This is actually something I see every day in our community, something I've lived pieces of myself, and something that affects the people that I care about. I'm sharing this because homelessness isn't just a problem we look at from the outside. These are human beings, people who are struggling, people with stories, and people who deserve safety and dignity just like anyone else. Homelessness isn't just about not having a home. It's living without safety, stability, or a place to rest or recover. It means sleeping in shelters, on the street, in cars, or wherever you can, often not knowing where you'll be tomorrow. It can happen to anyone when too many challenges hit at once. Trauma, addiction, mental health struggles, rising rent, medical bills, or losing a job. And right now, homelessness is one of the biggest crises our city is facing. On a single night in 2024, more than 2,700 people in Albuquerque were counted as homeless, double the number from 2022, according to the Albuquerque Healthcare for the Homeless point-in-time count. Around 660 people were chronically homeless, meaning long-term homelessness combined with trauma, addiction, or mental illness. These numbers don't include the people we don't see, people sleeping in cars, couch surfing, or staying in unsafe situations just to survive. When we talk about homelessness, people think of tents or people sleeping on sidewalks, but it's so much more deeper than that. Homelessness is tied to mental health, addiction, trauma, poverty, and lack of support. Every day in Albuquerque, we see people living in survival mode. Encampments under overpasses, families in shelters, folks just trying to be seen. Places like the International District, parts of downtown, and low-income areas are hit the hardest. And we're also dealing with high crime rates, substance use, and not enough safe places for people to go. My biggest message is this. Albuquerque needs more funding for affordable housing and long-term supportive programs, not more criminalization. Ticketing, sweeping camps, or pushing people from one block to another doesn't solve anything. We need real solutions that give people a stable foundation. Right now, rent in Albuquerque is way too high, even for people who work a full-time job. A 2024 study found Albuquerque's rent has increased by more than 30% in the last few years. Meanwhile, wages haven't kept up. People aren't becoming homeless because they're lazy or irresponsible. A lot of them simply cannot keep up with rising costs. And once you fall behind, it's incredibly hard to climb back out. Supportive programs actually work. Programs that offer mental health services, addiction recovery, job training, and case management do work, and the statistics prove it. States using Housing First saw up to a 40% reduction in chronic homelessness. Here in Albuquerque, the annual point-in-time count shows that most unhoused people say they want stable housing but can't access it. And here's where I want to say something really important. Permanent supportive housing has been proven over and over again to help people get off the streets and stay off the streets. Once someone has a safe place to live, a door that locks, a bed to sleep in, a space that's theirs, everything else finally becomes possible. You can't heal when you're stuck in survival mode every single day. You can't focus on sobriety when you don't know where you're sleeping that night. You can't rebuild your life when you're just trying to make it to tomorrow. Housing is the foundation for every step forward. Recovery, counseling, employment, rebuilding relationships, and even believing in yourself again. And I've seen that firsthand. When someone finally gets stability, you can literally watch them come back to life. This part is also important because while communities like ours are desperately trying to build long-term solutions, the federal government is moving in the opposite direction. The 2025 HUD plan under our current administration proposes major cuts to permanent supportive housing, the exact programs proven to work. Instead, funding would be pushed toward short-term shelters and programs that require work or treatment as conditions for help. And according to housing experts, this shift could put up to 170,000 people nationwide at risk of losing stable housing. This is happening at a time when homelessness is still rising across the country. That means cities like Albuquerque could be hit even harder if funding is taken away from what actually helps. Even though this policy stuff is frustrating, change doesn't just come from the top. It also comes from us. Small acts matter, like volunteering at shelters, donating clothes or hygiene products, supporting local organizations, even just treating people who are unhoused with respect instead of judgment. That alone makes a difference. Because at the end of the day, these are human beings as well. Many of them are in situations they never imagined they'd be in. Some people say people choose to be homeless or they don't want help. But the truth is, most people experiencing homelessness want stability, they want safety, and they want support. They just can't get it without real, consistent resources. So, my call to action is Albuquerque can do better, and we as a community need to come together to advocate for these changes. We need to invest in more affordable housing, more supportive programs, and more long-term solutions that actually work. If you're watching this, I'm asking you to do one thing: get involved, volunteer, donate, advocate for better policies. Use your voice for someone who doesn't have one right now. Homelessness is a community-wide issue, but it's also a solvable one if we all step up together. Thank you for watching.